Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Weston Racing, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels Circle Track 5-pack. Alrighty, been a while since we've done a 5-pack. Actually, I really don't know how long it's been. Feels like it's been a while. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at the Circle Track 5-pack today. This is actually a pretty cool 5-pack because of what it is. Circle track racing is a pretty popular sport. Not one that I personally am a fan of. It's definitely, I'm not a fan of oval tracks in general. I think they're kind of boring. But definitely like dirt circle track racing is definitely the most entertaining out of all the circle track sports. Because one, a lot more opportunities for a crash on dirt, and two, the cars are always more entertaining to watch as well because they're so different than tarmac cars. I don't know. I've always been, and I always will be a redneck sports person. I don't like professional motorsports. I like redneck motorsports. Mud bogging, tough trucks, demolition derbies, dirt circle track racing, ramp challenges. You name any of those, I'm a fan of them. Monster trucks even can be classified as a redneck sport if you wanted to. So I've always been a huge redneck motorsports kind of guy. Tough trucks is my favorite. Out of all of the ones that I just named off, tough trucks will always be my favorite. That is such a fun sport to watch. And then of course demolition derby takes second place because again, a really fun sport to watch. But anyway, we're talking about circle track racing today. Now, circle track racing is pretty cool. I won't lie about that. I think it's a fun little sport. Get a bunch of guys out there, a bunch of different classes of vehicles. You could have anything from stock vehicles to modified muscle cars, all the way to pro sport race cars, which is what we'll see today. We'll see every single one of those classifications that I just named off. And of course, the goal is to complete a certain amount of tracks, be first person to complete a certain amount of laps around the track and whatnot. I don't know. I've never actually watched one of these dirt track races live. However, I totally could if I wanted to because the town I live in has a speedway where they do those every Saturday or Sunday. And like, it's pretty close to my, well, it's not really all that close to my house. It's on the opposite side of the interstate. Yet whenever they're racing, I'll be sitting in bed trying to, go to sleep for school the next morning. And you can hear the cars, like it's loud, it's really loud. But yeah. So anyway, we're gonna take a look at those cars today, just to see what the sport's all about. Now we've got a wide range of vehicles here. We've got, American classics, and we've even got things down to like the Buick and whatnot. And so we're gonna look at all those today. Starting with the let me get this out of here so I can actually read what cars are in here. All right, we are going to be starting with the Camaro Z28. Now, this is probably one of the most annoying Hot Wheels castings, and the reason why is because it has like 17,000 different names over the course of Hot Wheels' existence. So to try and figure out which one is which is ridiculous. And the reason why there's so many different names is because there's so many different variations. And the variations could be anything from the front of the car having a license plate mount to the back end having a bumper that is a different color than everything else. It's so stupid. Absolutely hate this. I like these cars all right, but the Hot Wheels Camaro Z28 is one of my least favorite castings because of how many stupid, ridiculous variations there are. It's so stupid. Anyway, that out of the way, let's take a look at the side of this. So, the car in general is a nice bronze color, which looks really good. I love that. Black base and black windows as well. It says Vituski Auto Body on the side is the main sponsor for the car. Number 1 there with a black trim that's obviously been dinged up quite a bit from racing. Rubbing is racing after all. That is a very famous saying. And if you look, you can see a yellow Hot Wheels logo on the back there, which looks super duper cool. You got your air ventilation here and your door handle, which looks super duper good. There is no door. I want to point that out. I think what that's all about is because most Hot Wheels cars, you can actually see the door. If you look, there's no outline of a door on this. So I think what that's pointing out is that the door is welded shut. So it's like an actual race car where you have to get in and out through the windows. Okay, flipping over to this side, it is a mirror of the other side, except I am now noticing there's actually red trim, an outline around everything. I did not notice that originally. Also some bolts on the back bumper here. The front bumper and the bottom part of the trim there has bolts on it. Right? Yeah. Okay, I wanted to make sure that that wasn't different. So that's pretty cool, like that. Tires are black with yellow rims, which looks super duper good. If we flip up to the top here, see Vitusky there, which I'm assuming is the last name, not only the owner of the company Vitusky Auto Body, but I'm pretty sure it's probably the guy who drives this car too. His last name is Vitusky. So the owner of the company is a race car driver. That's cool. And then of course you got the number 1 up there in yellow with black racing stripes, and then the red racing stripes go up through the nose funnel there and then go to black as they reach the top of the car. Looking at the front of the car, you got that classic Camaro look there with the pointed grille, which looks super duper cool. You got the lights, which looks nice. Top of the hood there, you can see that air intake, which looks super duper cool. Here's the back end with all the tail lights, blinkers and whatnot, which you don't really use in racing, but whatever. Got a bit of a spoiler there and the license plate mount. And there's the bottom of the car for everybody who wants to see it. All right, there you go. That is our first car, the Camaro Z28. All right, next up, we don't actually have a racing truck. This one here is another important piece to a demolition derby. This is the water truck. Every demolition derby needs demolition derby. Yeah, you can tell where my mind's at currently. Well, demolition derbies too, but every single motorsport that takes place on dirt needs a water truck to keep things damp so the vehicles aren't, spinning out and whatnot. Then again, you also don't want it too damp, because if it's too damp, everybody will either get stuck or spin out, and then for, a different reason, because it's wet. So yeah, this is Fast Gassin', which is a gas tanker truck that is functioning as a water truck here on the in this 5-pack. It's a multi-use vehicle. So if we take a look, we've got a chrome plastic setup here with a black body on the vehicle and then a blue insert for the fenders. Sorry, my bad. If we take a look at the back of the tank here, you can see Hot Wheels Dirt Track Water Truck in green and blue. And then of course you got a checkered flag down there. There is mud spraying up the side, so that's pretty cool. I like that little detail. And then with Fast Gassin', you can always see the little details, like you've got the humongous smokestacks here with the dials and whatnot, and there's the fuel tank. Pretty cool little details here and there. If we flip over to the other side, it is an exact mirror of the opposite side, so nothing really changed. We've got cream colored wheels with black rims. That's an interesting choice. These wheels also feel a lot different than the other ones. Flip up to the top, we've got this is where you put the water in the truck, is through these little nozzle holes right here. And you've got the ladder right there. Top of the cab has lights on it, which is super duper cool. If we flip over to the front, you can see the old time gas truck setup there. We've got the Fast Gassin' logo there. Headlights, you got the cab, the hood, and the bumper, which looks super duper good. If we flip over to the back, you can see a hose right here, which is pretty cool. All the tail lights and blinkers and whatnot. And then, of course, the ladder. And then if you look at the bottom here, you can see Fast Gassin' and all that. So there you go, everybody. That is Fast Gassin', our second vehicle, which is our water truck. Next up, we have our stock car. This one looks awesome. This is the Buick Grand National in orange. As you can see here, the body is a nice orange color, and we've got a black base right there, which looks super duper good. Alrighty, let's dig into this one. This one looks awesome. I love the way this turned out. I might even use this in a demolition derby at some point here on the channel. That's pretty cool. So we've got blue jagged, I don't know what you would call these, blue points here, which looks super duper good. I love that look. And as you can see, there is dirt flying up the side to show that this is a dirt track car. We got the number 5 there on the side. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that brand, but I'm just gonna go with Aceto. I don't know how that Works there, that name. Hot Wheels logo, M&M, and then I don't know how to pronounce that either. I'm gonna go with good Lord, what even is that? Is that a V, a C, a V, A, U? Hold on, I need to do some research. Alrighty, moving on to car number 4. This is arguably my favorite car in this entire case. This thing is absolutely amazing. This is the 1970 Ford Mustang Mach 1. This is so cool. I love the way this looks. So the body has a nice light blue to it. Again, very sparkly paint. I love that sparkly paint. So it's a blue body, black base, which looks super good. And you can see there's little black plastic inserts as well. Let's take a look at the side of the vehicle. So the side of the vehicle, as you can see, features blue stripes, which go all the way to the back. And then there's, inside those blue stripes, is a nice maroon color, like fill-in with gold stripes as well, which looks super cool. We got the Ford logo there, which looks awesome. 1-2 on the side, which I think is pretty interesting. My only complaint with this is that the gold on the 2 doesn't line up, which sucks. And then there's a white Hot Wheels logo in the back as well, which looks super duper neat. Love the way that looks. And then just some other details that are on here. You can actually see the outline of the door. I forgot to point that out on the other one, but yes, the outline is there, which then reinforces the fact that I'm pretty sure that the Camaro we started the video with has its doors welded shut, because they do that in racing. Over on this side, it's an exact mirror, nothing changed. If you look, you can see that the tires are black with gold rims, which looks super cool. Yeah, it's a bit more lined. The gold's a bit more lined up. All right, if we flip up to the top, you can see all the detail we got here. The back window has an air vent system, which looks super duper nice. I love that. Huge spoiler. 1-2 on the top. The blue stripes go up into racing stripes with the maroon fill-ins that change to blue when they get up here. Windshield wipers there, which looks super duper cool. You got your air filter, a bunch of air intakes and stuff there. And of course, the nose of the car right there, which looks super duper good. Front end of the car, as you can see there, headlights and all that, which looks cool. Love the look of that. If we go to the back end, you can see the tail lights and the Mustang logo and that little emblem with the license plate mount and tail lights. And then here is the bottom of the car. Mustang Mach 1. How cool is that? So there you go. That is car number 4, the Mustang Mach 1. And here we go. Now it is time for the final car in today's video. Arguably what I would imagine is the fastest car out of all of these guys on dirt. And the reason why is because this thing is built for circle track racing. This is Maximum Leeway. So let's take a look at the side of this thing. It is a gray body with a black base, and there are yellow and blue inserts as well. We'll take a look at those in a second. So just looking at the side here, there's a lot to see. There's like what look like coffee stains. What I would imagine is those are rub marks from other cars. I'll talk about that in a second. It says Leeway Racing on the back, which looks super duper cool. We got the 4C there on the side, Maggie, and a V and a Hex, which I think is called V-Hex is the name of that brand. And if you look, you can see some white stripes, which are good. You got a blue trim going like that, and then there's a bunch of yellow lines going up the whole side of the car. Now about those rub marks, like I said, I think they're rub marks, and the reason why is because they're roughly about the size of a car tire. And so like I said, rubbing is racing. When you're racing when you're racing on a dirt track like these guys do, your tires are going to be rubbing against other vehicles because it is tight racing. Like you are up against each other. So those little black circles are rub marks from other tires, from other people who are racing. Which I love that detail. That is awesome. They did not have to put that on there, but that is cool. All right, flipping over to the other side, exactly what we saw before, nothing really changed. We got black tires with yellow rims, which looks super duper cool. I love the way that turns out. Over on the top, you can see a lot of the casting work on this, which looks absolutely amazing. You can see the bolts holding down each part of the car, because this thing is literally just like a bunch of fiberglass thrown together to build these bodies. They're not, you know, built to look like this. You got to build these from scratch. And then you got the spoiler here being held on by that extra support beam. Air filter right there. You can see the interior with its giant setup that it has. Here's the front end with the fake headlights and whatnot. And if we flip over to the back end, you can see that right there, I'm pretty sure is fuel tank, I think is what that is back there. Yeah, I think that's the fuel tank. And then if we flip over to the bottom, you can see the bottom of Maximum Leeway here. Super duper cool car. I love the way this one turned out. Let's get the turntable for that one, and then we'll close out the video. Alrighty, so there you go, everybody. That's all 5 of them all together there, the whole 5-pack. So pretty cool, not gonna lie. I love the way this 5-pack really brings together like a bunch of different types of circle track racing. You know, you've got like stock racing, muscle racing, which are these two, and then of course you've got Maximum Leeway representing that pro stock dirt racing that you always see. These are the ones that they race in my town. They're pretty cool to see in person. And then you always, like, when you actually see them in person, it's always that, my original shock when I see them in person, it was like, wow, these bodies are flimsy as crap. Like, these things are, the bodies on these types of race cars, they're not meant to stay there. You know, when you get in an accident, you want these body panels to fall off. You don't want them to get stuck to the car, because then they could puncture your tires or get stuck in important stuff, and you don't want that. So the bodies are flimsy for that reason. So that way, if you do get hit, the parts fall off completely and they don't stick around. But anyway, yeah, that's the 5-pack as a total. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which is monster trucks. Peace out.